in Aidan Raymond, and he is the first car out in car 1. 27 car, Shane McDonald follows him through. He's the Queensland champion. Then we have David Jacoby in car number 36. He is from New South Wales. 32 is Australia 2 for the last couple of years, Nathan McDonald. Behind that is 15 David Smith, who won this event 2 years ago at Mildura. Then we have the 78 car of Peter Gray, 93 Jason Beer, who is the best presented car last season. Then we have the 47 car being driven by Peter Fraser, 11 Sean Thayer, 37 Todd Doyle, a two-time winner of this event, and then car number 2 of Alan Nash, 49 Brett Barron coming into line as well. Dave Dollick in car number 3. Already we have a disaster in the Grand Parade. One car can't go in a straight line. Martin Hawson in car number 72. Coming up to start the middle line. Dave Dollick following him through. 8 Callan Ball. Behind Callan Ball will be the 6 car this weekend. And doesn't that look immaculate as well, the Reg Collins car sales entry. And that of course belongs to Bradley Stein. 44 Gary Pagel. Sorry, Glenn Pagel. 14 Laurie Dowsett. Gavin Lawrenson in 10. Matt Carter in 17. Lindsay McCauley in car number 29. Miranda Ball in car number 4. The 19 car of Neville Byland. 12 Aidan Trewern. 42 car, the best presented car for the weekend, Mark Carlin. Then we have the outside row, which is the West Australian champion Kai Blight. Trevor Mills coming out in car number 62. John Purser comes out in car number 9. Behind them is Sam McCauley in car number 83. 13 of Barry Hall. 77 Steve Berris. Cars continue to come out. The 91 car from Broome, Jeff Steele. That's the third row. Now the outside row coming through is Rodney Burr in car number 81. Jason Batchelor in car number 46. 66 Ross Bullymore coming through now. '33 Greg Walling. 57 Michael Hammond. 61 Jake Blight. 18 Adam Houston. 74 car being driven by Alan Mortimer, and we've got Clint Noakes and Matt Noakes, Jason Pearce, and at the back of the field we've got Rodney Pimenta in car number 28. There we are, ladies and gentlemen, all the starters in the Australian Modified Sedan title, all 46 of them. How about putting your hands together for them before we get underway here at Atwell Park with the Australian title for Modified Sedans. A lot of them have come a long, long way to be with us this weekend, and it is going to be on for young and old. Ross, a great night last night. Looking forward to a big night tonight.
Absolutely huge night tonight. Fantastic array of cars out there for the Grand Parade. This is going to be one of the best nights of Speedway you're likely to see in the Great Southern for a long, long time. Cars all beautifully presented. Look absolutely fantastic. We're going to see some great racing. Of course, we've got the Super Sedans backing them up as well, so that'll be good to watch. Likewise, but the national title for the Modified Sedan is the one we've all come to see, and that'll be coming at you very shortly.
Yes, indeed. A bit of a cloud haze coming across the track. Maybe the water truck could take a visit maybe down yonder. One would suggest all the cars coming out at one hit has caused a bit of a cloud to come from Pitts Bend down the main straight, but all is in readiness, Ross. This has been a long time in the making. We've got a big field of cars, 46 to take part in the Grand Parade. We've just got one having the bonnet reinstated. That's Lindsay McCauley from Western Australia, putting the pins in, and it will be underway very soon. They'll do a couple of laps around Adwell Park, which is starting to fill up beautifully. A good crowd in on this Easter Saturday evening, glorious evening too, and the racing is going to be first class. The first two events are junior sedans over 8 laps, and then we'll be straight into the modified sedans over 12 laps each. Bonnet pins on Lindsay McCauley's car just being put back in, and the parade is about to get underway. Behind the Australian champion Aidan Raymond, who's looking just to become the 4th driver, Ross, in 40 years to go back-to-back. It's not an easy thing to do.
I watched him at practice last night. It wasn't the fastest time by any means, but very smooth around the Apple Park Speedway circuit. Had a good line, looked like he could put the car anywhere he wants to. So yeah, he was, if anyone's going to do it, I'd say he's got the possibility to do it back-to-back.
So he was actually setting the 13th quickest time. The quickest time last night was by the 71 car of Kai Light, who started on pole, incidentally, in the opening heat of the night against David Smith, a former national champion, Mark Carlin, a former national champion, who will be off the back. David Smith on the front row, Marty Horson and Laurie Dowsett will be on row 2, Ferris and Stein row 3, McCauley and Gray row 4, and Jake Blight and Mark Carlin will be on row 5. I'm going to go and get a couple of photos so we can put that online for you of the Grand Parade. We'll leave with Ross, and we'll be back very soon with all the action.
Okay, track conditions looking absolutely fantastic here tonight. New track surface laid into the Apple Park Speedway circuit just prior to their last meeting about 3 weeks ago. I went racing on it. They went through the whole night without a track grade. The track held up brilliantly. I can see no reason why it won't do it again tonight. As I say, it looks absolutely fantastic at this stage of the proceedings. Well cambered circuit here at Apple Park Speedway in Albany. And what a spectacle we're looking at right at this very moment, with 46 modified sedans doing the parade 4 abreast. Looking fantastic. As Jason said, it's been a long time coming, a lot of build-up to this national title, held here on the south coast of Western Australia in Albany. Great crowd in tonight to witness what will be some of the best racing, as I said earlier, you're likely to see anywhere in Australia tonight. Practice went well last night. A lot of cars getting themselves familiar with the circuit. Obviously the visiting drivers, never having raced on it before, took advantage of the practice session to get out and familiarise themselves with the track. Very few mishaps, other than from car number 9, John Purser, who lost a left rear wheel during practice, but no damage done. Just a little bit of embarrassment. Prior to that, he had lost his transponder, so I don't think John Purser recorded a time in practice last night, having lost the transponder in his first outing and a left rear wheel in the second. Hopefully that's got all his gremlins out and all his bad luck out, and he'll have a good run here tonight for the national title. Right, just going down the main straight for the final time. We'll send them back into the pits, get them organised, ready for their heat races, bring juniors out and start off proceedings.
Righto, here we go, the Australian title for modified sedans, 10 cars, all about set to go, the opening heat. Into the main straight they come, the Australian title for modified sedans. The heat 1 for Dowsett Autos is all go. Good dispatch too. The 71 down the main straight the first time. Here's Kai Light. Mark Carlin from the back of the field is already 4 wide and charging round. He's passed 3 cars He gets up by the narrowest possible margin.
Thank you, Jason. Thanks, Jace. Thank you, Jason. Thanks, Jace. I think I've got me, I'm back on board now. Well, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Mark Carlin. Mark, awesome drive, mate. You love this place. This is where you won the national title before, and what a way to start.
Yeah, no, it's a good start. Get that 36 points on the board straight away. What better way to build up the rear?
It was an awesome drive. What were you thinking when you come from the rear? You knew you had the work in front of you, but you just managed to keep picking off cars as the laps went down?
Yeah, no, the track was really good. I thought it was better than I thought it was going to be. I thought it would have been a bit more greasy, but
Here's heat number 2. Heat 2 of 5 in the opening round. Set for a start. Good start for Greg. They move out of turn 2 the first time. Out in front is Greg Walling from Shane McDonald. Alan Nash back to Matt Carter. He's 3 wide there with Brett Barron. Jason Batchelor's involved in that group. So move into the main straight. Alan Nash, Brett Barron, also Batchelor, Carter. Callum Ball is in there as well as they move out of turn 2 and back down the back straight. The great old gaggle for the minor placings. Out in front though, Greg Walling is the race leader. So Walling leads them into the main straight. Back in second place, it's the 27 of Shane McDonald. 17, Matt Carter third. Back in fourth place, it's Barron, then Ball. Back in sixth place is Lindsay McCauley. Then after that it's Lawrence and Alan Nash and Jason Batchelor. Out of pits, then they come the third time. Greg Walling, the race leader. Carter's gone into second place. McDonald back there in third. Fourth place is Barron. Ball fifth, and then McCauley in sixth. Seventh is Lawrence and then Nash and Jason Batchelor. Into the main straight they come once again. There's 8 laps to go, and Greg Walling sets a 17.819 to be the quickest car at the moment out on track and going very quickly indeed. Matt Carter in second place, the Silver Bullet. Back in third place, Shane McDonald, then Brett Barron. Back in fifth place, it's Callum Ball, then Lindsay McCauley. Gavin Lawrenson's there as well. It's a bit of action for the minor placings. Then back to Alan Nash and Jason Batchelor. So they move out of turn 2 and back down the back straight. No incidents so far to report in the opening heat and a half. And we come up to the halfway mark. 6 down and 6 to go. The race leader is Greg Walling. Second place, Carter. There's contact further back. Callum Ball into the infield. And there's a deflating time for Lindsay McCauley. So McCauley and Carter with 29 having some dramas. And he'll go back through the field. So that's not the way he'd like to start his campaign. So the 29 car from WA with a flat tyre. And it's all Greg Walling in heat number 2. Walling sets a 17.769. Carter is giving great chase, a 17.865 for Carter. A long gap back to Brett Barron in third place, then Shane McDonald, then Gavin Lawrenson. Sixth place, Callum Ball as they move into the main straight once again. And our race leader is going beautifully out in front. Greg Walling has 3.5 laps left to negotiate. Carter in second place. Third place still Barron, then Shane McDonald. Underneath the McDonald goes Gavin Lawrenson. So Lawrenson into fourth. McDonald is shuttled back to fifth. And a new quick lap again for the 33 car at Greg Walling, a 17.732. Carter in second place is almost the same speed, a 17.798. Back to Barron in third place. Fourth place Lawrenson, McDonald fifth. Then Callum Ball with 2 to go. Alan Nash and Jason Batchelor. Lindsay McCauley has called it a day with a flat tyre. Down into Pittsburgh for the second last time. It is the New South Welshman from Lismore. Out in front has 1 lap to negotiate. It's all Greg Walling, the former national champion, has 1 to go. Carter in second place. Barron third. Back to Lawrenson, McDonald and Callum Ball. 7th place is Alan Nash. 8th place is Jason Batchelor. And that's the way they're probably going to finish. It's Greg Walling first across the line in heat number 2 of the Australian title. Walling first, Matt Carter second. Third place will go to Brett Barron from Queensland. Fourth place, Gavin Lawrenson. Shane McDonald, Callum Ball from Western Australia, 6th. Back then to Alan Nash from Queensland. And last to complete the distance is Jason Batchelor. The winning margin was 1.996. The quick lap was a 17.732 by Greg Walling. One car did not finish. That is the 29 of Lindsay McCauley. We'll get you the total time in just a moment. But it is Greg Walling, Matt Carter and Brett Barron. You 1, 2, 3 in.
We will get a word with Greg Walling when he manages to get his helmet off for me. I'll just get him to get that off. Heat number 2 winner of the Australian Modified Sedan title, and it certainly was a pretty good job from him. He started off the front row and he certainly made the most of that start. We will get a chat with Greg now as he grabs his helmet off and just gathers himself. Greg, congratulations, mate. That's a fantastic result. Obviously, first heat race, you want to get the points on the board, and that's certainly a good way to start.
Oh, it's just great to get the butterflies out of the stomach. Yeah, look, just beautiful track, and the car felt beautiful. So, yeah, let's hope we can do something special for me.
And obviously, a front row start's a good way to start it off. And like you say, on a track like that, you just had to get the job done.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't think I've had a front row start in Australian tour for a long time, so I'll take that. But yeah, as you can imagine, there's so many fast cars here, so just looking forward to putting some good races together.
Good job. All the best for the weekend.
Thank you very much.
Greg Walling, heat number 2 victor, and we'll cross straight upstairs to Jason for the third heat.
Helps if you turn it on. Thanks very much, Cam. And just before we get to Ross to give out the grids for Heat 3, the time for that race was 3 minutes 35.601, which is 4 seconds quicker than the opening heat, if you can believe that. So Greg Walling certainly was going quick. So 3:35 compared to a 3:39. So 4 seconds quicker in Heat 2 than Heat 1. Here's Ross with the starting lineup for Heat number 3.
Heat 3, off pole position, the West Australian car number 19, Neville Byland. Alongside him in the Victoria 25, Christopher Hayden. On the second row, Victoria number 3, David Dolick. And position 4, West Australia number 9, John Purser. Position 5 is the West Australian 12, Aidan Trewern. Position 6, West Australian number 18, Adam Houston. Out of 7, WA 74, Alan Mortimer. Out of 8, Queensland 66, Ross Bullimore. And out of position 9, Queensland 28, Rodney Pamater. First 2 heats are any indication, this will be an absolute classic as well. There's a good field of cars out there, good fast pedallers. Little Mazda making an appearance in heat number 3.
And it's not slow.
It's definitely not slow. Saw it at practice last night.
Here we go, heat number 3. It's all go. And good evening to the former junior Sedan star on the outside, and Neville Byland and drives right round the outside. John Purser has got into third place now, so hit down the back straight the first time. Dave Dolick into fourth. Houston on the outside, on the inside of Houston. Oh, Neville Byland goes right across the track. He's going to lose a whole heap of places. He was very last off, and he did that a few times as well. And he has lost 5 places in that infield. Now the Roll Dog team in Queensland are also listening. Very interesting lineup of people they are up in Queensland. Glad they're listening as well. All about set to go. It's a 3-lap restart. He's driven away his Neville Byland, but he's caused the yellows to come on. And we'll have a green-white checkered flag finish to heat number 3. Great speed by Rodney Pimenta, who started out of position 9. So he thinks anything that Mark Carland can do, so can he. And he's right up there as Dave Dollick takes the 3-car infield. Cam's already onto it. He's on his way over to find out what's happened to Dave Dollick from Victoria.
Neville Byland, of course, the one confusing me, set the fastest time, I think, last night at practice, and he's very untidy this time out. Caused a couple of stoppages, or been involved with them at least, and he has gone to the rear of the field for the restart this time.
And they're going to do another lap. And we'll go the lap after this.
Jace.
Yes, Cam, what have we got?
Just to butt in, David Dollick just can't get the car started. He said it was just cutting in and out. He's trying on the moment down here to get it fired up, but it just won't go. So rotten luck for David Dollick.
Certainly is. Just a quick update of the South Australian Super Sedan title before this one gets back underway, with so many West Australians taking part. And Heat 5 went to Peter Nicola from Pearce and Latham. Heat 6, Darren Kane, Mick Nicola and Bill Miller. Heat 7, Pascoe, Cody Brown and Randall. Heat 8, Gartner, Smith and Dustin Higgs. So we need a bit of luck than that, only in the minor placings at this stage. 2 to go. Green lights are activated. And Rodney Pimenta to apply the pressure to Christopher Hayden again down the back straight. It's a green-white checkered flag finish. We need the white flag. Yes, there it comes. And here comes Aidan Trewern. Lines him up on the outside and goes right round him. So Aidan Trewern leads one lap to go. The crowd going on downstairs. Trewern leads Christopher Hayden. Diving underneath of Hayden now is Rodney Pimenta. So Pimenta goes into second place with a great drive. But it's going to be an Albany victory. Aidan Trewern first across the line in heat number 3 in the Australian title. Tremendous drive. Second is Rodney Pimenta. Chris Slayton third. Alan House to fourth. Ross Bullymore stuck up for 5th. Back to Alan Mortimer. And Neville Byland rounds out the 7. The last lap was a 17.616. The quick lap was a 17.472. And the winning margin was 1.138. It's Aidan Trewern first from Rodney Pimenta from the back of the field. And Christopher Hayden, your 1, 2, 3 in heat number 3.
Taking heat 3 here. He's just about to pull up and have a word with Cam. So across to the infield now with Cam Newbold and Aidan Trewern.
Beautiful, thank you, Ross. And we'll get a chat with Aidan Trewern, the hometown hero here in heat number 3 for the Australian Modified Sedan title. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Aidan Trewern, mate, that was awesome.
Yeah, I was a bit worried at the start. There was a few slow cars up the front, but it panned out all right. So I'm pretty stoked with that. Yeah.
And you got the outside working pretty well, mate. You had a couple of laps to get hold of Chris Hayden, and you just managed to line him up and get on the outside, and there seems to be plenty of drive there.
Yeah, I knew it had to be done on the outside, so I was working on it for a while there. Just went to the last lap, I think.
That's a great start for you, mate. Awesome job at your home track. Hopefully it's one of many wins.
Yeah.
So Aidan Trewern with a win for the locals here in heat number 3, Jason, and we'll cross back upstairs to yourself and Ross for heat number 4.
Okay, heat number 4 of the title, the lineup, the 4 front positions, all West Australian drivers out of position 1. Number 22, Jason Pearce, alongside him Clint Noakes in the 23 car. Number 11 out of position 3, Sean Thayer. Michael Heyman in the 57 car out of position 5. Then you go to the New South Wales driver David Jacoby in 36, alongside him Peter Fraser in the West Australian number 47. Out of position 7, Trevor Mills in the New South Wales car number 62. And the Victorian 69 car out of position 8 is Daniel. And out of position 9, the West Australian number 4, Oliver Randall. Go this time round. They're not very well formed up at this stage, but they close it up as I speak, going down the back straight. Flashing light, amber lights are on. In fact, the lights have gone off. They're set for a start as they come into the main straight.
Heat 4, yes, thanks Ross, and another ripper race coming up. Heat 4 of 5, set for dispatch. The green lights are on. They're away and racing, and it's clean. Now that's front down into turn 1. Jason Pearce in second place. On the outside is Michael Hammond from Bunbury, and on the inside is Sean Thayer. They stormed out the back straight the first time. Back in 5th place, the blue car is David Jacoby from New South Wales as they move into the main straight the first time. Clint Noakes out in front and does a 17.99 to open up with. Second place, Jason Pearce. Third place, Michael Hammond. Sean Thayer in 4th. Back to Jacoby in was 17.635. The total time was 3 minutes 34.093. Jason Pearce was second, 1.887 seconds behind our winner, and third place went the way of Michael Hammond in heat number 4.
Clint, congratulations, mate. The way you want to start an Australian title with a win, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, but I've had a fair bit of trouble with the wingers. That one's for you, I guess.
Okay, we'll leave that one there, mate. Awesome result, and I suppose you just want to work yourself up and try and get yourself in that A main come the end of the weekend.
Yeah, mate. I just come here for a bit of fun, and do the best we can. And it's a brand new car. I'm in love with it already. I can't ask for much better than the guys who built it, the guys who work on it, the guys who help out here this weekend. They can't start much better than that, but
awesome job. Keep up the good work.
Thanks, mate.
So Clint Noakes, he's pretty happy with things. He's already said he's in love with this car, and it looks immaculate, the 23 machine. And he's just getting a TV interview now after his win there in heat number 4, I think it was.
Okay, thanks, Cam. Straight on with heat number 5. Off pole position, the defending national champion in the Australia 1, Aidan Raymond. Alongside him in the West Australian number 13, Barry Hall. Out of position 3, West Australian 21, Matt Noakes. Position 4, West Australian 91, Jeff Steele. Out of position 5 in the Victorian car number 81, Rodney Burr. Position 6, Queensland 37, Todd Doyle. Position 7, Queensland 32, Nathan McDonald. Position 8, Queensland, Jason Beer, number 93. And out of position 9, the Queensland car, number 44, Glenn Pagel.
Thanks, Ross. The final qualifying heat in the first round about set to go. Into the main straight, Aidan Raymond, the Australian champion, gets the green lights, they're away. And Barry Hall there in second place, Matt Noakes, Jeff Steele in the 91 car. Coming through the middle of the field there would be Todd Doyle, 2 times Australian champion. Rodney Burr's on his inside. Get throw of tissue paper over the 9 of them as they come out of pits bend the first time. Aidan Raymond out in front. Second place now is Matt Noakes, goes underneath of Barry Hall. Todd Doyle in the 37 car runs fourth. Rodney Burr looking to get underneath of Jeff Steele and the XF fourth. Malcolm from Broome back in 7th place would be Nathan McDonald, Jason Beer, and at the tail is Glenn Pagel, but there's only 2 seconds separating the field as Rodney Burr goes around. The yellow lights have come on. The yellows are on. We've got a stoppage in heat number 5. Very, very closely run race right throughout, and contact was inevitable, I would have thought. And Rodney Burr's able to get the car mobile. And we'll have a restart. So it's Raymond, Hall, Noakes, Doyle, Steele, Burr, McDonald, Beer and Pagel in our lineup. No relegation being advised to us at this point. So restart to come up. '93 car of Jason Beer, just been to the inquiry bay for a little bit of work, and he is going to rejoin the field. Still third umpire decision pending, and Barry Hall is getting the advice, I would suggest, or is he? Barry Hall is going to the rear of the field in car number 13. The Hall's Building Services car 13 going to the back of the bus. So it'll be Raymond, Noakes, Todd Doyle already up to 3rd place. Now Todd Doyle started out as 6th. We've only done 1 lap. Jeff Steele is 4th. He started there. Rodney Burr is 5th at the moment. He started out of 5. Nathan McDonald up to 6th. He's made up 1 spot. Jason Beer likewise started out of 8, is now 7th. And Glenn Pagel also has made up 1 spot. So the big mover so far is Todd Doyle, up 3 positions after 1 circulation with that relegation. And it's Raymond from Noakes and Todd Doyle, the Nassi's Produce car number 7, 2 times winner of this event, in 3rd place at the moment. As I said earlier on in the Grand Parade, Aidan Raymond looking to become the first, or only the 4th driver in the 40-year history to win the event back-to-back. Only 3 other drivers have done it. Set for a start, heat number 5, the Australian Modified Sedan title, and no one's giving an inch here. Green lights are activated. Aidan Raymond leads them away. Surrounding Queensland listening into this. He's under immediate pressure from Matt Noakes, the Australian Production Sedan champion. He'll be racing in Gympie, Queensland next week in the Production Sedan Australian title, but at this stage he's giving the Australian Modified Sedan champion the good old hurry up. Aidan Raymond just in front from Matt Noakes and Todd Doyle, 0.6 of a second separating the 3. Back then in 4th place it's Jeff Steele. Rodney Burr in 5th place at this stage, and back in 6th is Nathan McDonald as they move out of Pitts Bend. The race leader is Aidan Raymond, but it's Todd Doyle who's got the quick lap of the race. Doyle in 3rd place. Now it's Raymond who's got the quick lap of 17.773, but he leads by 0.4 of a second over Matt Noakes. 3rd place is that of Todd Doyle. Jeff Steele still in 4th. 5th place is Rodney Burr with the back bumper hanging off. 6th place is Nathan McDonald, Glenn Pagel. Back in 8th place, Jason Beer and Barry Hall. The margin is half a second, but there's only 0.8 of a second between the first 3 as well. Rodney Burr got super sideways, so too did Glenn Pagel, but everyone's through turns 1 safely. So come back out of turn number 4, 5 down and 7 to go. The race leader is Aidan Raymond. He does another quick lap of 17.769. Matt Noakes 2nd. 3rd place is Todd Doyle. 4th place is Jeff Steele, then Rodney Burr. 6th place is still that of Glenn Pagel. Nathan McDonald 7th. 8th place is Jason Beer and Barry Hall. Into the main straight, halfway home. 6 down and 6 to go. It's Aidan Raymond just in front by a car length or 2 over Matt Noakes, who's got the quick lap now. 17.763. Back to Todd Doyle, who's about 6 car lengths behind Noakes. A gap of about 50 metres to Jeff Steele. Right behind him is Rodney Burr, Glenn Pagel, Nathan McDonald, Jason Beer and Barry Hall. Down into turn 1, and there's a car length separating the 2, but Raymond gets a good run off the back straight, and the quick lap again is with Matt Noakes. Another 17.723 into the main straight with 4 laps to go. It's Raymond, but Noakes does another quick lap, 17.682. So he's slowly but surely getting there. He's right up behind him now. Raymond just in front from Noakes. So Noakes, the Australian Production Sedan champion, up behind Aidan Raymond, the current Australian Modified champion. 3 laps to go. The margin is 0.3. Down into turn 1. Raymond down low on the track, as is Matt Noakes. They're taken care of by Todd Doyle. He'll finish 3rd. It's anybody's guess for the minor placings at this stage. Jeff Steele still holding 4th from Rodney Burr and Glenn Pagel. Into the main straight with 2 to go. It's a race in 2. Aidan Raymond and that of Matt Noakes. Down into turn 1. Matt Noakes getting busy now. He knows the laps are ticking by. He's lining him up into Pitts Bend. Aidan Raymond just in front from Matt Noakes. Back in 3rd place is Todd Doyle. Matt Noakes trying to get underneath the Raymond. The white race on display. Down into turn 1 the last time. But they went side by side. Raymond just in front now. Down the main straight the last time. Matt Noakes is going to dive at him. He has been shut the door off that by Raymond. And Aidan Raymond's just going to hang on. I think it's going to be very close. Raymond on the outside. Raymond wins by 0.1 of a second. Matt Noakes is 2nd. Todd Doyle 3rd. Jeff Steele, Rodney Burr. Back in 6th place is Glenn Pagel, Nathan McDonald, Jason Beer and Barry Hall. Well, we've had 3 races where the winning margin has been very, very close, and Raymond gets there by 0.123 of a second. It's Raymond, Noakes and Doyle. No time for the race. The fast lap was a 17.682 by Matt Noakes.
Thank you, Ross. I'll just get Aidan to grab his helmet off if he can. I'll just see if he can get it off for me, and then we'll be able to get a chat with him. The Australian champion, well, he had to work hard for it. It certainly wasn't an easy feat. Aidan, congratulations, mate. That was a pretty tough way to start the event. Matt Noakes was right there.
Yeah, mate. It's a pretty fast little track, but I was
obviously I need to pull my finger out of it.
It's all right, mate. You back top points. That's the best way to start an Australian Championship, and I suppose you're eager to win back-to-back titles.
Yeah, mate, we're off to a great start, so just need to work on the car and get up the point again.
Welcome to WA, mate. All the best.
Cheers, eh?
So, Wayne.
Had 3 ripper final finishes already tonight. All about set to go, 10 cars ahead of us. Stand by, they come into the main straight out of Pittsburgh. The rev limiter goes up and away we go. Next to the Australian title, they throw the car sideways into turn number 1. They're 3 wide out of turn 2 as David Jacoby from New South Wales who takes the lead. Martin Wilson there in second place. Clint Noakes is also going well. On the outside of him would be Peter Gray in the 78 car. And he goes into third place. Jason Pearce is there as well. Back to the 17 of Matt Carter. This is hotly contested. Carter got out of shape. That's inconvenienced the 15 of David Smith and also John Purser. And they've got a lot of work to do. And our race leader's gone by the Cape. Where did David Jacoby go? And he's lost the lead to Martin Wilson. The horse on the leader. Peter Gray's gone wide. Took Clint Noakes with him and Jason Pearce went into third place. Oh, Peter Gray's got some steering issues. It's going right back through the field. Noakes and Pearce now side by side out of 3 and 4. The race leader is Martin Wilson though. Leads with an 18.01. Fleet of third time through. Back in second place is that of Brad Carter, the 36 David Jacoby. Back in third, Jason Pearce. Behind them, Clint Noakes, Daniel Druitt up to 5th. 6th place is that of Alan Mortimer. David Smith in 7th place. Matt Carter is 8th. John Purser 9th. And Peter Gray is now in the infield. 4 laps down and 8 laps to go. 17.942 is the last time around for the Victorian out in front. Martin Wilson. Second place is that of David Jacoby. Jason Pearce under pressure now from Clint Noakes as they come out of pit speed and complete lap number 5 of 12. This is heat number 6, the Australian Modified Sedan title. Live on SpeedwaySedans.com as they move down the main straight. The race leader is Martin Wilson. Does another quick lap, 17.919. Second place up for the split, David Jacoby. He's half track high, Jason Pearce, who's WA number 2 in second place, and behind him is Clint Noakes. Back there to Daniel Druitt. Back in 6th place for 15 of David Smith. On his outside, the former West Australian champion Alan Mortimer. Back to Matt Carter, and then car number 9, John Purser. 5 laps to go now. And the race leader is Martin Wilson in car number 72. As they move down to the back straight once again, the race leader is car number 72, Martin Wilson. Second place, Jason Pearce. He's under pressure on the outside by the 36 of David Jacoby. Back then the 2, Clint Noakes, the 3 are racing very closely indeed. Jacoby drives between the 2 and takes Pearce out. He goes wide himself. Clint Noakes comes underneath, goes into second place. Pearce back to third, Jacoby back to 4th. So go down to the 2-1. He goes in very heavily again. Lost a bit of time that time to Jacoby, and Daniel Druitt closes the gap. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Martin Wilson's got 2 laps to go, and he's a mile out in front. The margin was 3.5 seconds the last time around. This time, it's out to 3.6 seconds. Back in third place, Jason Pearce. Jacoby has gone wide again. That's allowed Daniel Druitt and also David Smith through. Back to Matt Carter, then Alan Mortimer and John Purser. 1 lap to go downstairs. The white flag's on display. Martin Wilson from Victoria, looking to become the 6th different winner so far. Back in second place, it is still Clint Noakes, Jason Pearce, then Dan Druitt, and then back in 5th place, David Smith. So put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, the Victorian Martin Wilson first across the line. He's won very, very easily. Second place, Clint Noakes, Jason Pearce third. 4th place, very close. Dan Druitt on the outside gets there. David Smith, then Matt Carter. David Jacoby went backwards. Alan Mortimer second last. And last to complete the distance was John Purser. 2 minutes.
Jace, and we're just rolling down behind the TV interviews now. Just so that the guys can get the cameras set back up for the next heat race. So we're just waiting on them, and we'll get a chat with Martin Hawson, but he did it pretty well. I just had a quick chat to Peter Gray. He said his car was on the infield because he just got crashed into, and he thought there was some sort of an issue, maybe a drive shaft or something with that car. So he's just rolled that onto the infield and hasn't completed the distance. And we'll get a chat with Martin Hawson in a very quick moment.
Raymond is out there, all about set to go. So come into the main straight, 9 cars. Set for dispatch, the green lights are activated, and it's going to be Lawrence on the outside, who leads them into turn number 1. Macaulay on the inside, back into Aidan Raymond as they move down the back straight the first time, and our race leader is Gavin Lawrenson. He's gone very wide indeed. On the inside of him for a moment was Lindsay Macaulay and Aidan Raymond. So move down the main straight and into turn number 1. Macaulay is underneath of Raymond, who's trying to get underneath of Lawrenson as they head down the back straight. 4th place is Rodney Byrne, then Trevor Mills. Jeff Steele, then Miranda Ball is there as well, along with Glenn Pagel and Bradley Stein. Into the main straight, the national champion hits the front. Aidan Raymond down into turn number 1. With him there on the outside is Lawrenson. On the inside is the 29 car of Lindsay Macaulay as they head down the back straight. Lawrenson not giving up. Went on the outside there of Raymond, now tucks in behind him as they come into the main straight. And Lindsay Macaulay, the West Australian, trying to get past the pair of them. Down into turn number 1. It's Raymond, the race leader. Lawrenson, he's under pressure. Here comes Lindsay Macaulay as they move down the back straight back to Rodney Byrne. Trevor Mills is up to 5th place. 6th place is Jeff Steele, then Glenn Pagel. Back then to Bradley Stein and Miranda Ball as Macaulay gets into 2nd place now. Lawrenson back there in 3rd as they head out of turn number 2. Back in 4th place is Rodney Byrne, Trevor Mills. 6th place is Jeff Steele, then Glenn Pagel, Bradley Stein as they head out of turn 3 and 4 and back down the main straight once again. Our race leader going beautifully out in front, and that is Aidan Raymond. Does a 17.729. 2nd place is the 29 car of Lindsay Macaulay. 3rd place is Gavin Lawrenson. Rodney Byrne back there in 4th. Trevor Mills, Glenn Pagel. Back into Jeff Steele, Bradley Stein. And last car is Miranda Ball. The margin across the line is 1.158 at the halfway mark. It's Raymond from Macaulay. 3rd place is Gavin Lawrenson. Rodney Byrne 4th. Back into the 12 car, the 62, sorry, of Trevor Mills. Right behind him is Glenn Pagel, Jeff Steele, Bradley Stein and Miranda Ball. That's the race order as they cross the strike. And laps to go in heat number 7 of the Australian title. Down the back straight, Aidan Raymond still going beautifully. Comes into the main straight, last time around 17.689. Raymond the race leader. 2nd place, Lindsay Macaulay. 3rd place, Gavin Lawrenson, Rodney Byrne. Back to Glenn Pagel, Trevor Mills, Jeff Steele, Bradley Stein and Miranda Ball. Into the main straight with 3 to go. The race leader, Raymond from Macaulay. Lawrenson, Byrne, Pagel and Mills, no change in the order. The Australian champion has sprouted wings and disappeared. He's out by 2 seconds. 2 laps to go. Into the main straight, Raymond. A 17.685 is absolutely low flying out in front. Macaulay, Lawrenson, Byrne, Pagel and Trevor Mills. Down out of 3 and 4, the white flag comes on display. The race leader is Aidan Raymond. 17.787 that time. Macaulay is 2.5 seconds behind. Back to Lawrenson, Byrne, Pagel, Mills, Steele, Stein and Miranda Ball. Barring some extraordinary mishap, that is the way they're going to finish. Our first double winner, undefeated so far, Aidan Raymond, the Australian champion. Second is Lindsay McCauley. Third place for Gavin Lawrenson. Back to Brian Fort, Glenn Pagel, Trevor Mills, Jeff Steele. Bradley Stein and Miranda Ball rounds them out in heat number 7. The margin was 2.615 and the fastest lap was a 17.685 by the Australian champion Aidan Raymond in winning heat number 7.
Position 5, the West Australian 61 of Drake Blight. Queensland 37 out of position 6 is Todd Doyle. Jason Beer in Queensland 93 and Jason Batchelor in the West Australian 46 out of 8, and 9 is Callum Ball.
Yes, and they're away and racing. No race to the wicket up here. And it's Rodney Pimenta out in front. All one car went very wide on that occasion. They're 3 wide down the back straight, and there's charges coming from everywhere. And the first of those charges is coming from Mark Carlin on the outside. One car's not on the track. That's Sam McCauley in third place, who's on the infield as they move down the main straight. The 27 car of Todd Doyle back there in fourth. Then Callum Ball, Batchelor, Peter Fraser, Jason Beer, and one car didn't start. That was Jake Blight. It's Rodney Pimenta out in front as they move into the main straight. He's under pressure from Mark Carlin as they move down the main drag here at Admiral Park. The race leader is Pimenta just. Oh, Carlin right underneath him. And while they're fighting for the lead, watch for the red to the yellow car in third place, the 37 of Todd Doyle. He's storming into contention as well. Pimenta just in front. They cross the line together. The margin is 0.052 a second. On the inside, Carlin pokes those in front. Pimenta on the outside fights back. So still down the back straight, side by side. Brilliant racing here in heat number 8. It's on the inside, Carlin. Outside, Pimenta. Todd Doyle trying to close the gap. The margin this time is 0.037 of a second. Carlin again pokes the nose in front. On the outside, Pimenta back in front down the back straight. Tremendous racing. McCauley meanwhile gets back underneath of Todd Doyle. That's for third and fourth. Carlin and Pimenta still side by side. Pimenta back in front in the main straight. Carlin back in second. He drives back to the inside. Third place is back to McCauley. Todd Doyle fourth. Back to Ball, Batchelor, Beer and Fraser. Up into pit stand with them. It's the 6 lap mark now. 6 down and 6 to go. Carlin back in front. Oh! Contact between Carlin and Pimenta. Pimenta continues on. He hit the pencil in the main straight. And McCauley in third. Todd Doyle fourth. Back in fifth place, Carlin 8. Callum Ball, Batchelor 6. Back in seventh place is Beer and then Fraser. As they come into the main straight, Mark Carlin leads them down the main straight at a 17.741. Second place is then on car 28, Rodney Pimenta. Third place is McCauley. Doyle in fourth place, and he's now being pursued by Callum Ball. And they're quite a way off the race leader, Mark Carlin, with 4 to go. It's Carlin who does a quick lap, 17.642. Back to Pimenta, McCauley, Doyle, and then Ball and Beer. That's the first 6. So move down the back straight once again. Into the main straight they come. The race leader is Mark Carlin. Second place, Pimenta. Sam McCauley third. Carlin does another quick lap. Fourth place now, Callum Ball. And Todd Doyle's gone back to fifth. Then Jason Beer, Jason Batchelor, and Peter Fraser. 2 to go. White flag to come out next time around. Our race leader, Mark Carlin. Out by 2.5 seconds on Rodney Pimenta and then Sam McCauley. A long gap to Callum Ball. He's about 5 or 6 car lengths ahead of Todd Doyle. White flags on display. And you can put your glasses down, it's all over. Carlin will take this out. Pimenta second, third place McCauley, then Ball, Doyle and Beer, Batchelor and Fraser. But Mark Carlin joins those who've won twice. He joins Aidan Raymond as Mark Carlin wins heat number 8. Second home is Pimenta, third place is McCauley. Back to Callum Ball. They're coming in at long intervals. Todd Doyle is 8 seconds behind the winner. Jason Beard 10 seconds behind. Fraser 12 seconds behind. The Batchelor 13 seconds behind the winner, Mark Carlin.
Because Mark Carlin is pulling up alongside the burnout pad, and he is discussing things. Rodney Pimenta has pulled over, so the TV crew are going to grab him because I think he does look like the race winner. He's got a big smile on his face. And I'd say there might have been some kind of relegation. I'm not sure if you guys can help us out with that one.
We've got no input up here at this stage,
No?
Cam.
Okay, so Rodney Pimenta's doing the TV interview, so that would suggest that he has been...
Yeah, there is a relegation. Mark Carlin's been put back one spot, so Rodney Pimenta will be the winner for Mark Carlin and Sam McCauley in that race.
Okay, so there you have it. Rodney Pimenta is the winner, and Mark Carlin just rolls on by in the 42 machine.
We do apologise too. We had a few audio issues earlier on in the night, but apparently you can all hear us a lot clearer and louder now, which may be a good or a bad thing, depending on how you feel about that. We're about to go now with heat number 9. Green flag in the air. All about set to go. Racing. And a good thing to smash through Dave Dolick on the outside of Alan Nash. Aidan Trewern has made it 3 or 4 wide as they move down the back straight. They are 4 wide. Steve Barris, the widest of all in the white 77. Nash in the middle. Coming through on the inside could be Laurie Dowsett in 14. It is. So they move down the main straight. Dowsett's made it to a few spots. Christopher Hayden's there. Alan Nash is in trouble in car number 2. He's going back through the field as they head down the back straight. Trewern right round the outside now, and Dave Dolick in the 3 car and takes the race lead. So he's going beautifully now. Aidan Trewern, he's won a heat race already tonight, and he's out in front and looking to join Aidan Raymond as a dual winner so far in the championship. They head down the back straight. There's a driver who's going to maybe have second thoughts about that, and that's the car now in second place, Laurie Dowsett, as they move into the main straight once again. The race leader is going nicely out in front. He has himself a good time too, a 17.784. Laurie Dowsett there in second place. Back there in third place at this stage is Dave Dolick, and he's under pressure from Steve Barris and also Christopher Hayden as they come into the main straight. And it's Trewern, Dowsett, Dolick, Christopher Hayden. Greg Walling is up there too now underneath of the 77 car of Steve Barris. Dolick goes a little bit sideways out of turn number 2. Got the corner wrong, and it's allowed Christopher Hayden into third place. So they come out of pits bend. There's quite a gaggle of cars for the minor placings. And race leader though going beautifully out in front, Aidan Trewern. The margin is .826. Laurie Dowsett has the quick lap of the race. Trouble further back in the field. Dolick again got turn 2 a little bit wrong. This time Greg Walling was inconvenienced as they come into the main straight once again. This is heat number 9. The Australian Modified Sedan Championship. The yellow lights are on, and Dolick and Walling are at it again. And the cautions have had to come on up in turn 4. Dolick is rejoining the race, and Greg Walling is stranded, a winner earlier on tonight, and he's having some problems in this one.
Yeah, he's looking less than confident this time out. Car just not handling as it should. Didn't see any contact in that turn 4 incident. Looked like Walling put the car around by himself. So we'll see what happens when the judges adjudicate on that. David Dolick coming to the inquiry bay in the number 3 machine. He was in the proximity of the incident, just getting the car checked out at this stage. Seems to have some concerns with the front end, the steering. He's wiggling the wheels backwards and forwards. The stewards are checking it out. They seem to be quite happy with what's going on. Walling, meantime, has resumed his position in position 4. Dolick rejoins the field. And he will go to the rear of the field. So David Dolick from Victoria, car number 3, has gone to the rear of the field. 33 car of Greg Walling has resumed his position, so obviously there was contact on turn number 4, and the judges have put Dolick to the rear of the field.
Yep's a V3, rear of field with the New South laps to go here at Atwell Park on the opening night of the Australian Modified Sedan title. Laurie Dowsett has the quick lap of the race of 17.742 as they come into the main straight. Stand by, the greens are back on. Aidan Trewern just in front as they cross the line. Back in second place. The race leader is Trewern, then Dowsett. Not much between them. Dowsett looking to come underneath. So move to the halfway mark. 6 down and 6 to go. Dowsett gets underneath of Trewern. Side by side into turn number 1. Greg Walling up to third place. Back in fourth, Christopher Hayden, Steve Ferris. But the race is out in front between a driver from Albany and one formerly of Albany, now living in Broome. Dowsett right behind Aidan Trewern. Walling, Hayden, Ferris and Lake very, very close together. The margin between first and second is .175, but you don't need me to tell you that because Dowsett dives underneath the Trewern again. 4 laps to go this time. Into the main straight. What's the margin this time? .073. Dowsett hits the front. Trewern fights back on the outside. Brilliant racing from these two. Side by side into turn 3. Unbelievable stuff. Dowsett and Trewern still side by side. Trewern back in front. The margin is .02. Dowsett back in front in turn 2. On the outside, Trewern fights back. And look who's starting to come up behind them. Greg Walling. Oh, they're still side by side with 2 to go. That's 3 consecutive laps. And it's Trewern back in front by .036. Dowsett the inside back in front. Trewern on the outside. Dowsett, Trewern and 2 car lengths to Walling to get the rest of them headed up by Matt Noakes and then Steve Ferris. It is still on for young and old with 2 laps to go. In fact, there's a lap to go. The white flag is out. Dowsett, Trewern and Walling. Dowsett has half a lap to negotiate. What can Trewern do? Will he dive to the inside? Dowsett's got it covered and Laurie Dowsett's going to prevail. Dowsett first across the line in a great race. Wins by .239 of a second. Aidan Trewern second. Greg Walling third. Back in fourth place, Matt Noakes, Steve Ferris, Shane McDonald, Alan Nash and Christopher Hayden and Dave Dollick didn't complete the distance in heat number 9. Side, put your hands together for Laurie Dowsett.
Throughout the duration of that race, Laurie Dowsett in the 14 car did have the back bumper flapping loose and eventually parted company after the checkered flag as he went down the back straight for the rolling lap. So he is minus 1 rear bumper bar. That'll be collected by the on-track stewards and handed back to him so he can put it back on for his next heat. He heads to the infield to Cam Newbold now. He'll attempt to get a few words from him. He'll be a very happy driver. Local driver, Laurie Dowsett in the West Australia number 14, taking out the win in heat number 9 for the modified sedan. National Barry Hall out of 3, out of position 4 in the W19 car, Neville Byland. Then you go to Queensland 32, Nathan McDonald. Queensland 66, Rox Bullybore, Kai Blight in WA 71, Queensland 49, and Brett Barron, and out of position 9, Michael Heyman in 57.
Number 10, the final qualifying heat of round number 2. 8 starters with Kai Blight not starting, so a big story there. And it's on for young and old, there's trouble. It's all over the place, and Sean Thayer has spun out over on the back straight. The caution lights have come on. And we've got a stoppage in heat number 10. It was a bit rough and rugged. Kai Blight, a non-starter. We'll try and find out why. The 71 car has not started. And we'll go again with a complete restart in heat number 10 in just a moment.
That's quite an upset. Jason Kai Blight, the West Australian number 1, not fronting for this heat.
No.
Won his first heat from memory and not fronting this time out, which won't do him any goods on the points table.
He lost the first one by narrowly, I think, from memory. Mark Carlin won the first one.
Oh, that's right.
I think he finished 4th in the first one. Interesting to note, Jake Blight didn't get out for his heat either.
No, Jake Blight's actually out for the night, Cam.
Oh,
We've just
okay.
been told. So Jake's out for the night. The South Australian Super Sedan title B main has been run. Sam Hughes, Matt Williams, Sam Hughes from Tasmania, Matt Williams Queensland, Jason McPherson Tasmania, Sean Black Queensland are the 4 that have transferred through. And there's 2 AFL matches are being played tonight. If you don't want to know the score, block your ears. It's also not good as far as your tipping goes, more than likely. St Kilda 11-15-81 have defeated Essendon 9-11-65. And in the other match, Port Adelaide 10-10-70 have defeated a very inaccurate West Coast 7-14-56 by 14 points. So 16 points the good for St Kilda and 14 points the good for Port Adelaide. And I've got neither of those 2 right.
I'm a bit flat, Jason. My Bombers lost.
Yeah, to St Kilda of all teams. Anyway, restart coming up. 8 starters, a complete restart. The final qualifying heat of round number 2. Hope you're enjoying the action. There'll be 2 Super Sedan events to follow this, and then there'll be an interval break before we go into the final round. Set for dispatch. Kai Blight, a non-starter, which is big news in this particular heat. We'll go down to the pits and try and find out why. So we get ready for the greens. They're away. Sean Sayers going when the lights went green, and he's gone back through the field. Oh, trouble. We've got a bit of carnage for the first time. We've got a back bumper sitting half-track high. The greens have remained on for the moment, and the yellows are now on. We've got a whole bumper on the back on turn 1 and 2. And we'll go again. That bumper belongs to... We look at the back of all the cars.
It's the front of Ross Bullimore's car, Jason.
It's the front of Ross Bullimore's car. And Sean Thayer's car didn't go at all there on the green lights, Cam. So
No, there was definitely something amiss with the car when he pulled it up, some front end damage, and they had a look at it and said it was okay. But geez, with that front bumper
bunch up, and it's going to be a perfect start. Well, no, we're close to it anyway. On the restart, Neville Byland just got into position 4 as the greens were activated. The race leader is Barry Hall. So go down the back straight. Our race leader Barry Hall is under pressure from everybody. On the inside, Neville Byland. Adam Hudson also right there. Watch remove on the outside by the 32 of Nathan McDonald. They're 3 wide. On the inside, Michael Hammond. Nathan McDonald still 3 wide. With him there is Ross Bullimore on the inside, and Brett Barron's in there as well. Yet throw a blanket over the entire field here. There is, let's get all the timing, 0.9 of a second separating the entire field, and there will be about 6 or 7 car lengths in that. Byland now the leader just from Barry Hall in second place. On the outside is Adam Houston. Then we've got Michael Hammond. Oh, and Ross Bullimore's lost a wheel. The little RX-7 has lost a wheel, and it now looks ugly and flat because its nose is poked right into the ground. Now look out, the wheel's going to come back and hit him. Just missed him. It's rolled around the track and just gone in front of Ross Bullimore, and it's rolled onto the infield. But the tow truck or the forklift will be required for the first time tonight with little photos. Well, the photos are already on there on Facebook, but we'll have a full story on Speedway Sedan's website within an hour of the race meeting finished, plus all of the results. Keep right up to date with everything happening around Australia as this one gets back underway. Byland leads forward down into turn number 1. As they move out of turn 2, there's a charge coming from further back in the field. Adam Houston and also Michael Hammond on the outside. Then behind them is Nathan McDonald and Brett Barron. They can't get past Barry Hall. Michael Hammond eventually has. Hall back to third. Houston on the outside. Nathan McDonald in the middle, and Brett Barron is underneath of Nathan McDonald as they head down into turn 3 and 4 once again. The 10.
We'll just wait for Nev to have a quick TV interview. The guys are just rolling over now to get a word with him, and we will be chatting to our Albany local in Neville Byland. Can't have an Hello, I'm back. It's playing tricks on me, this microphone. I think the battery might be slowly working its way.
It's gone again.
Right, I'm back. Just waiting on this TV interview. Neville,
It's gone off again, Cam. Cam Newbold having all sorts of dramas with the infield microphone.
All of them up here, and they did not have any idea why that car would not go. So here we go with heat number 11. Hope you're enjoying the action at home on here at the track. We're into the concluding stages. 9:41. We're into the 11th heat of the Australian Modified Sedan title. The green lights are activated. The outside of car 21. Matt Noakes. Oh, he spins. We're in a 4-car parlour. Aidan Raymont's able to get out of it. I don't know how much damage would be done to David Smith. I think he spun himself away from the incident, but there is one other car involved. I think it's Trevor Mills who's made contact with John Purser. So that's the tall man there in the black and yellow.
he just told me he was a Sigma, Jason.
Oh, Sigma, was it? Sigma, Laser, they're all the same.
I'm surprised that they were racing them even back then. Sam McCauley on the infield with the right-hand front tyre deflated, so he'll be out in the 83 car.
So we've gone for quite some period of time. We still have 12 laps to go. We've got Batchelor and Blight didn't start. Purser and McCauley haven't finished. And we've got 6 cars to run. They're in 3 rows of 2 down into turn number 1. And we've got a pretty good race in progress. Aidan Raymont, the Australian champion, looking to go through the night undefeated. He's got a bit of work to do. He's on the outside and moving into 4th place. Goes around the outside of Trevor Mills. David Smith behind them. And Raymond has a bit of work to do because there's 3 cars in front of him, all fighting for the lead. Rodney Pimenta on the outside. Matt Noakes on the inside Raymond and Pimenta. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. The Australian champion bided his time and goes through undefeated on night number 1 with a quick lap on the last to 17.925. And what a race.
I had to block man a little bit when I got the run as well, so that's the way it happens.
Awesome job, mate. Keep it going.
Cheers.
Okay, thanks, Cam. And unfortunately, the Australian champion has been locked on the infield. The gates are shut. We're set for a start for heat number 12.
All about set to go. The green lights come on. They're away and racing. Down into turn 1 and 2. The race leader is that of Alan Mortimer. They're 3 and 4 wide for the race lead at the moment. Back in second place is Jason Beer. He's on the outside. Back to Callan Ball. Rodney Bird's in there as well, along with Lindsay McCauley and also Greg Gordon. Having a battle for the lead. Alan Mortimer from Western Australia out in front. Jason Beer in second place. Greg Walling is there, and also poking the nose in is Rodney Bird. They come out of Pitts Bend. Callan Ball there in 5th place. Back into the main straight is Jason Beer on the outside. The inside is Alan Mortimer. On the outside, the 81 of Rodney Bird as they move down the back straight once again. The race leader is anybody's. There's 4 of them across the track. On the inside, Greg Walling. The outside, Jason Beer. On the outside, Rodney Bird. And Alan Mortimer right in there as well. The 29 car is that of Lindsay McCauley, who makes it 3 wide for 3rd, 4th and 5th place. Gets to throw a blanket over the entire field here. 1.5 seconds separates first from last. The race leader is that Greg Walling. Oh, trouble. We've got 2 cars in the fence. Callan Ball is one of them.
Orange lights are out. Set for a restart. Line astern.
Yep, with 8 laps to go too. Walling is the leader from Jason Beer. So come into the main straight round the cone, which doesn't hit the ears much. Jason Beer. Walling got a 4 lap, 4 car length lead on the rest of Rodney Bird went out to the Albany Highway. Forgot to turn left at the end of the main straight. And he's gone back to 6th place. So it's Walling out in front from Jason Beer. He's under pressure now from Lindsay McCauley. McCauley goes into 2nd place. Back to Christopher Hayden, who has the quick lap of the race. The yellow lights have come on. And I'm not sure why.
Can't say I saw anything to bring the lights on. Unless there's debris on the track, but nobody seems to be going looking for that.
I'm not sure why. We'll try and ask next door. Okay, stewards weren't happy with the restart.
See if they can tidy it up this time round. They will start as they come back into the main straight. They're just entering turn number 3 now.
Still have yellow lights on, no start. This is heat 12 of the Australian Modified Sedan title. We'll go green this time around. 7 cars to run. The yellow lights have been extinguished. down the main straight with 2 to run. In Heat 12, the Australian title. Greg Walling out in front from Lindsay McCauley. Pet Notes is starting to close the gap on McCauley and gap back to the Hayden Bird, Mortimer, and Jason Veer a couple of laps down. Into the main straight they come once again. It's Walling the race leader with a lap to go. The white flag is on display. McCauley in second place with Notes closing the gap now. Back in fourth place, Christopher Hayden, then Rodney Burr and Alan Mortimer. And that is the way they are going to finish. Across the line first, it's Greg Walling, his second win of the night. Great performance from him. Second place, McCauley. Third place for Notes. Christopher Hayden fourth, then third. And Alan Mortimer, Jason Veer is 2 laps adrift of the rest of them. The margin was 2.539 and the quick lap of the race was a 17.768 by Clint Noakes. It's Greg Walling, Lindsay McCauley and Clint Noakes in heat number 12.
Bearing in mind, of course, that he did lose a front wheel in the last heat, and it was more extensive than just wheel nuts. I did see it in the pits, and there was some fairly frantic work going on. He's starting out of position 4.
Thanks, Ross. We're about to get underway. 8 cars, 12 laps, set for dispatch. Green lights are activated. We're away. Car number 42 goes to the lead on the outside of the 92 car of Jeff Steele. So go down the back straight the first time. Daniel Druitt in third, Bullymore fourth. Back to Barry Hall on the outside. Martin Hawson looks as though he's gone in there as well. Laurie Dowsett and also Dave Dollick pretty hotly contested as they head down into turn 1 and 2 for the minor placings. But Mark Carlin has split the scene in car number 42. He's going to give Mike Thompson a rest because this won't be an exciting finish even this far out. He's getting further and further in front after 2 laps. Last lap was an 18.1. This is a 17.9. 2 seconds in front of Jeff Steele. Third place at this stage is Daniel Druitt. Back in fourth place is Martin Hawson, then Ross Bullymore. On the outside of Bullymore is Laurie Dowsett. Back to Dave Dollick and Barry Hall. Down the main straight they come. Carlin was at 17.701. Back to Jeff Steele in second place. And he's under pressure from Daniel Druitt, the big D from Mildura. Fourth place is Martin Hawson. He's under pressure also from Laurie Dowsett, who poked the nose under there and couldn't make it stick. Druitt goes into second place. Third place is Sydney Phil Hawson. They've got Jeff Steele off the curb. Steele fights back. Also there is Laurie Dowsett and Bullymore can't find a way through the little car. Back in seventh place is Dave Dollick and then Barry Hall. Out of the main straight goes Mark Carlin. 7 to go. He's a mile in front. Now leads by 4.5 seconds. Second place is very, very close. 3 of them across the track. Laurie Dowsett on the inside. In the middle, Martin Hawson. And on the outside, Daniel Druitt. So 2 Victorians and the West Australian. They're in 4th place. 5th place is Jeff Steele. Incidentally, Mark Carlin does another quick lap. 17.688. They're consistently swapping positions there. Second, third and fourth. Tremendous battle. Laurie Dowsett now gets underneath of Martin Hawson, who's on the outside of him. And on the extreme outside of the pair of them is Daniel Druitt. Druitt in second. Third place now Dowsett. Hawson in 4th place. Carlin does another quick lap. 17.603. He's 5.733 seconds in front. He's going to be at the end of the main straight before they come into the main straight. He's gone, in fact. He's more than the length of the straight in front. Second place still up for dispute. It's out to 6.1 seconds. Druitt in second place. Third place is Dowsett. Right behind him is Martin Hawson. 3 of them locked together. Back to Ross Bullymore. He's up to 5th place. He is half a lap behind Mark Carlin as they come into the main straight. Still anybody for the minor placing. 3 to go. Druitt, Hawson, and in the middle of the pair of them is Dowsett. Hawson back into 3rd place underneath of Laurie Dowsett. Our race leader has 2 to run. 17.786 that time around. Second place is anybody still. Druitt in second, Hawson and Dowsett. Back to 66. Next one through Ross Bullymore. Then Jeff Steele, Dave Dollick and Barry Hall. White flag comes out, 1 to run. Mark Carlin, the race leader. Second place and still is Daniel Druitt on the outside. In the middle is Martin Hawson and on the inside is car number 14, Laurie Dowsett. And then back in 5th place is Ross Bullymore. But put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. The winner of this event, he's won this event at this venue before. Mark Carlin, way too good. He wins very, very easily. Second place goes to Daniel occasion. Put your hands together for the best presented car, ladies and gentlemen. Mark Carlin from Victoria is your winner, second time tonight. He also set the quick lap of the race of 17.608. It's Mark Carlin, Daniel Truitt and Laurie Dowsett. You 1, 2, 3 in heat number 13. Ready to go with heat number 14. Another big word for you, the penultimate heat of the night for the modified sedans.
We'll get Cam to try that one.
Heat 4. He's still trying to work out extricate. Heat 14 about to go. They're coming into the main straight for this, the 14th heat. And Todd Doyle and Michael Hammond. And Michael Hammond takes the lead down the main straight the first time. Into turn number 1, the challengers are coming left, right and centre as they head down the back straight. Going into third place will be Jason Pearce on the outside. And there's an attack coming from further back. Looks like David Jacoby on the extreme outside in the blue 36. So the race order is Hammond, Doyle, Pearce, Pagel there in fourth place. The extreme outside not working for Jacoby. No, he's trying again. It does work this time. He went by the Albany Highway. He's got past 2 or 3 cars on this occasion as they come back into the main straight. The race order is Hammond from Todd Doyle, who's under pressure from Jason Pearce. Glenn Pagel 4th. Fifth place the 72 car. Brett Barron, in fifth place. Then Jacoby. And then Matt Carter, Peter Fraser, and Miranda Ball. Down the main straight they come again. The race order hasn't changed. It's Hammond, Doyle, Pearce underneath Doyle now. But Doyle fights back then to Pagel. Barron in fifth. Sixth place is Carter as they come into the main straight. Jacoby still very wide and he's going backwards at the moment. Fraser coming underneath of him and back into Miranda Ball at the tail. Down the main straight they come. Or the back straight they come. And Jason Pearce is putting Doyle under pressure. Pearce comes up on the inside of him. On the outside, Doyle, the inside, Jason Pearce. That's the second and third. They're about 4 car lengths behind the race leader, Michael Hammond, who in 7 days' time will be trying to win the Australian Production Sedan title up at Gympie in Queensland. But there's 6 cars pretty close together coming out of turn 4 here in heat 14. In fact, Matt Carter in 6th place. That's the quick lap of the race. Down the back straight they'll go once again. Hammond the leader by 3 car lengths on Todd Doyle, who's back in 2nd place. 3rd place is Jason Pearce. 4th place is Pagel. On the outside of Matt Carter is Brett Barron. And Pearce is not done with yet. He comes back underneath of Todd Doyle. Doyle on the outside, Pearce the inside, and Pagel right behind them as they head down the back section once again. Michael Hammond has 4 laps to negotiate out in front in heat number 14. Hammond in front by 3 car lengths on Todd Doyle. Jason Pearce right behind him. Right behind him is Glenn Pagel. Right behind him is Matt Carter. And the same can be said about Brett Barron. 6 of them locked together in the back straight. Back in 7th place, Peter Fraser, Miranda Ball and David Jacoby. Into the main drag with 3 to go here at Atwell Park in heat number 14 of the Australian modified sedan title. Pagel trying to get underneath of Jason Pearce. Couldn't quite get it done on that occasion. Matt Carter's there, so too Brett Barron. Todd Doyle coming back now in this our race leader, Michael Hammond. Brett Barron in 6th place now has the quick lap with 2 laps to go. Down into turn number 1. It is Michael Hammond just in front. While Matt Carter and Barron have are coming together in turn number 1 and 2. And David Jacoby calls it a day. The white flag coming out this time around. Todd Doyle right up behind Michael Hammond. Behind Doyle is Pearce and behind him is Pagel. Down into turn 1 for the final time. Michael Hammond by a car length on Todd Doyle. Back in 3rd place Jason Pearce and 4th place Glenn Pagel. It's anybody's race out of 3 and 4. Michael Hammond screws it down tight and it's Michael Hammond first across the line by a car length. 2nd place Todd Doyle, Jason Pearce 3rd, Glenn Pagel 4th. There was 0.8 of a second separating the 4. Back to Brett Barron, Matt Carter, Peter Fraser, Miranda Ball in heat number 14 of the Australian title. And we've got another different winner on the night. Put your hands together here in the main straight for Michael the Hammer Hammond from Bunbury, who takes out the penultimate race of the night for the modified sedans. He wins by 0.190 over Todd Doyle and Jason Pearce.
Awesome job, mate. Keep it up the rest of the weekend.
Yeah, thanks.
So Mick Hammond there, and I'll cross upstairs for the last modified sedan heat race.
heat of the night. We've still got a full field going around, and this could be a lung buster as well. Set for a dispatch into the main straight. The green lights are on for the final. And Peter Gray is the race leader. Nathan McDonald is there. Oh, and a big move on the outside by Aidan Trewern, but it didn't quite come off. So head down the back straight, and because it didn't come off, that's allowed Steve Barris underneath. They're 3 wide behind the first 4 cars, and fifth place at the moment is Adam House. Alan Nash is there. On the inside of Nash is Gavin Lawrenson. On the outside is Shane McDonald, and Bradley Stein just can't get anywhere through at the moment. It's like a cold start car park on a Saturday morning. There's plenty of traffic out there at the moment. Peter Gray from Queensland is your race leader though. Down the main straight with 2 down and 10 to go. Our race leader is Peter Gray. Second place is Aidan Trewern, who's got back around the outside of the 77 car of Steve Barris. Fourth place is Nathan McDonald. Fifth place is that of Adam Houston. Lawrence and Nash, the 27 of McDonald, and Bradley Stein. Down the back straight they go. Aidan Trewern, 17.932 is the quick car on track at the moment, and he's slowly but surely mowing down the 78 car of Peter Gray, and maybe we'll get one more lung buster out of them tonight, because he's closing now. Back then to Steve Barris in third, Nathan McDonald fourth, Adam Houston fifth, then Lawrenson. Seventh is Shane McDonald, Alan Nash, and then Bradley Stein. Well, he's leveled up with him. It's Peter Gray, the race leader, with 7 laps to go, and he's got out of the Albany Highway. Turn right, the left-hand turn, and Aidan Trewern takes the lead. Back in second place, it's Peter Gray. Back then to Steve Barris in third. Fourth place, Nathan McDonald. Fifth place, Adam Houston, then Gavin Lawrenson. Further back, Shane McDonald, Alan Nash, and Bradley Stein. That's the race order at the moment as they head out of turn 2. Down the back straight, Aidan Trewern. Last lap round was an 18.001. Has a quick lap of 17.688, and he's got 5 laps to negotiate. Second place, Peter Gray. Barris third. Nathan McDonald in here to finish here is in fourth place. Back in fifth place, Adam Houston, then Lawrenson, Shane McDonald, and Alan Nash, and Bradley Stein has got some dramas. He's the best part of 3/4 of a lap behind in car number 6. 4 to go for Aidan Trewern though. Down into turn 1. 3 car lengths to good of Peter Gray. About 30 metres or 40 metres back then to Steve Barris. The same margin to Nathan McDonald. Another car in trouble is Gavin Lawrence, and he's run out of noise, and he's going to get the car onto the infield, and he's OUT out. 3 laps to go for Aidan Trewern. Peter Gray is giving plenty of cheek. He's not all that far behind. Back then to Steve Barris in third. Nathan McDonald under pressure from Adam Houston. They come into the main straight once again. There is 2 laps to go. The lucky last heat for modified sedans. It is Aidan Trewern for Peter Gray. Steve Barris and Nathan McDonald. Adam Houston right behind him, trying to get underneath of Nathan McDonald. In fact, the white flag coming up from Hank downstairs. There's 1 lap to go tonight for modified sedans. 6:15, and it's Aidan Trewern out in front. Peter Gray in second. Barris, McDonald, Houston, then Shane McDonald, Alan Nash, and Bradley Stein. But how about putting your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for the second time tonight? Aidan Trewern is first home. Aidan Trewern from Albany's at Bell Park takes the lucky last. Second place to Peter Gray. Third place to Steve Barris, then Nathan McDonald. Fifth place, Adam Houston. Back to Shane McDonald, Alan Nash, and Bradley Stein. Last to complete the distance in heat 15. The winning margin was 1.227 seconds. The quick lap of the race was a 17.688. It is first, car 12, Aidan Trewern. Second, Q78, Peter Gray. And third home is W77, Steve Barris. They're your top 3 in the lucky last heat of the night. There's 2 events still to come, heats 5 and 6 of super sedans to round out proceedings. But we've had some very good racing tonight. Quickly, the points while we wait for Aidan to come through. After night number 1, Aidan Raymond is on top, undefeated, 108 points. Mark Carlin, Aidan Trewern tied in second place. There's something for you, Cam. He's in second or equal second with Mark Carlin on 100. Greg Walling fourth with 95. Rodney Pimenta 92. Michael Hammond and Clint Noakes have 87. Eighth is Laurie Dowsett with 82. Martin Horson has 81. And in 10th place at the moment, as Ross suggested, Jason Pearce 6, having a very consistent run, has 74 points. But it's Raymond, Carlin and Trewern, your top 3. Aidan Raymond goes through the night undefeated, and Mark Carlin and Aidan Trewern are second and third, tied for second on 100 points, and we'll cross down to Cam as soon as they finish with Aidan for the television, and then we'll have the final 2 heats of the night for the Super Sedans to round out the program.
Just while we're waiting for Cam to get an opportunity for that interview, it's good to see the 75 car back out of Ben Holland. It suffered damage last time he was on the track. I've got that rectified. He'll start off pole position alongside